Hello everyone. So today I will be making soy chunks stew. All right, so I've already pre-seasoned my soya chunks and I've used a half a bag of this brand of soya chunks. It's called Quality Soy Chunks. All right, I've used a half a bag of that. I've also used about 3 teaspoons of turmeric, another 2.5 to 3 teaspoons of curry powder, a teaspoon and a half of chili pepper flakes. I've used some of this, but you can use any other all-purpose seasoning that you have. I've used onions as much as you need, and I've used salt as much as you need. And you will also need coconut milk for this recipe. All right, so what I did, I soaked my soya chunks in hot boiling water for about maybe 40 minutes to get it really soft. After it became really soft, by that time the water would have cooled down, I poured that water off, and then I put all of these seasonings in my soya chunks after the water is drained and everything. And this is now my seasoned soya chunks. This has been soaking for quite a bit. My intention was not to have it soak for more than about an hour or 40 minutes or so, or just about 40 minutes to an hour, I should say. But I was busy doing other things, so it ended up getting a really good soaking. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to stir fry this, and then I am going to stew it down in some liquid and the coconut milk. All right, so I'm gonna have you look at how I stir fry it. Okay, so this is my chunks being stir fried. I've used canola oil. You can use any oil of your choice, but you want to use an oil that is heavy enough where you're not gonna have an oily tasting dish. Okay, so I have used canola oil. I found this canola oil to be pretty good. All right, this canola oil, I got it at Costco. So I have my burner on a little over medium heat right now. I'm going to turn it up even more because I want it to be done quickly. All right, I'm going to leave this here for a bit. You want to keep it on long enough until the chunks become fairly caramelized. You want to see some crusting, I should say, on your chunks. All right, so I'm going to leave that there. It's still pretty high, but not too high. Maybe I even need to turn it up a little more. All right. All right, so I'm going to let that sit there and do its thing. Once it starts to crust, then I'm going to keep stirring it again so it can flip, and I want to get as much crusting as possible on all the sides as possible. Okay, so it's been on for about maybe 10 minutes. So I just turned it, so that's how I want it to be. You see that, what do I call it? Crusting, I call it? You want to get it like that. Okay, it's not burning. I call it crusting. So you want to get the majority of your chunks looking just like that. It doesn't have to be on all the sides, but you just want to get a nice level of crusting all throughout. Okay. All right, so I'm going to leave this for maybe another 10 minutes. And then, while that's happening, I'm going to clean up, wash up, and I'm going to open my can of coconut milk. All right. I'm also going to be adding some pasta sauce, but not much, just enough to create some kind of liquid so it can stew. All right. Okay, so this is what the finished product looks like. This is how I want it to look in terms of the crusting that I spoke about. All right, because you want to get a nice bite when you're actually eating. You don't want it to be too soft. All right, so I've done that, and now continue by putting in all of these. So I have about a half a tomato here, a very large tomato, about maybe half of it. I've just roughly chopped it. That onion that I had earlier on, that's the onion. I've roughly chopped that as well. And this is about a cup of pasta sauce, just any pasta sauce. You can use any flavor you want, it doesn't really matter. This is the can of coconut milk that I had opened. If you see that curdling here, it's not that it's spoiled or anything, it's just that when the coconut milk is in the can, what happens is that the milk portion starts to separate from the liquid, and it gets hard like this. So this is me here trying to like blend it out. So I poured out about a cup of that mixture, that coconut milk mixture, into here. And then the first thing I'm going to do, though, I'm going to be adding the tomatoes and the onions to the pot with the stir-fried chunks. So that's been added. You want to turn your heat back up, because I turned it down while I was chopping these things. And I'm going to just let that kind of mix and incorporate itself into here. And at this point in time, if you hear that lovely sound, it's starting to heat up again. All I'm going to do at this point in time is to add a bit of soy sauce. Here is my soy sauce. This is a great value brand. This is from Walmart, for those of you who shop at Walmart. And this is the low sodium variety. I'm going to add a little bit in here. Not too much. Just want to give it a little flavor. And also too, to add some moisture so that my onions and tomatoes can start to soften. In total, that soy sauce was about maybe 3 tablespoons, if that much. Okay. I'm also going to add in some Diana sauce. I like this sauce. This is the gourmet ribbon chicken sauce. I'm going to be adding in about a 1/4 cup of this. I'm going to add it here. Maybe a little less than a 1/4 cup, not quite. If you notice, I have not added any major liquids as of yet, and there's a reason for that. You want to kind of add as little liquid as possible, because you want to maintain that flavor. And the reason I'm adding coconut milk is because coconut milk has a lovely flavor on its own, instead of just using like water. Okay? Alright. My pasta sauce is going to go next. All the while I'm keeping my burner on just a little bit less than high. Alright, about 3/4 of the way. Alright, and now it's time for our major liquids here. This is our coconut milk. Alright. When cooking, you have to be able to, I guess, use your judgment, or what we would call use your judgment. I can't think of the word that I want to use at the moment. Use your judgment to determine if you need more liquid. So I'm using my judgment, and this needs more liquid. All right, because we do want it to sit and stew for about 40 minutes. Okay, So I'm gonna go ahead and add about 2 cups of water in this container here. All right. So that's 1 cup. And that's 2 cups. So here we have, it's pretty much submerged now. If you were to taste this stew, you would realize that it's not at all bland because we have not added much else in there outside of the 2 cups of water. And then we had the Diana sauce, the pasta sauce, and the soya sauce. So we're just gonna leave that. I'm gonna set my timer, all the while keeping this at just about 3/4. I'm gonna set my timer to 30 minutes. In fact, I'm gonna set it to 20 because I don't want it to start sticking. All right, 20 minutes. I'm gonna cover it. Okay, so we're gonna cover that. And I'm gonna clean up because I like to clean up while I'm cooking so I don't have too much to do after everything is all done. So I'm gonna clean up. By the time I'm finished cleaning up, that 20 minutes would have passed, and I'm gonna check on it and it should be ready. If not, then I'll see if it needs more little liquid. I'm gonna taste it, see what needs to be done. So our stew is done. It stayed a little longer than 20 minutes. It stayed about maybe 30 minutes in total. It's not too thick. It's just right. And they say the proof is in the taste. Well, I've tasted it and it's good. All right. Thank you for watching. Don't forget. But before I say that, I'd like to put some in a bowl for you, okay? So here we are, our plated dish. I have on the side here some rice along with some stir-fried veggies and my vegetarian stew. Chunks. Enjoy. Bon appetit. Please like, share, and subscribe.